This is Dhanraj, and I'm here to discuss about CA in practice and CA in service, and in their pros and cons. Yeah, after passing out from the ICA with the following colors, we have two directions to opt. The one is CA in service and CA in practice. Yeah, CA in service in the sense we provide our services to the corporates in the form of a job. If we opt for a job, uh, we have this safety and security for a job financially. The only disadvantages in this, because we get will be reported frequently in the corporates, so we may not be sure that the person reporting us should be a correct one. He might have a grudge on us, so he might give a negative report on us. So CA in service, CA in practice. CA in practice has many disadvantages, like initially we need to set up a CA firm, we need investment, it's a huge expense for us, and initially we don't get a lot of clients to us, so we have to work hard for getting a good fame and name in the society so that many clients come to us and we can render our services to our clients. So initially it takes time for us to settle down, so it's not that safe and secured compared to services in corporate societies. And the advantages is that if we establish a name in the society, we'll get lot of income and lot of work to do, and we'll be a role model to CA students. And yeah, CA, in order to set up a CA firm, we need a lot of courage to set up a new firm, and it takes a long time, about 10 to 15 years to settle down in this establishing of a new firm. So many of the people opt for rendering services in the corporate society rather than establishing a new firm. A survey says that by 2020, there will be 80% of the CA students will be opting for rendering service in corporate societies rather than establishing firms. Only 20% of our students will opt for establishing a service firm. Thank you.
Everyone, I'm Durgashri and I'm going to talk on RBI in the Indian economy. In every country there is an organization which works as a central bank. The function of the central bank is to control and monitor the bank and financial system of the country. In India, RBI is the central bank, and RBI governor is Raghuram Rajan. RBI is established in 1935 and it was nationalized in 1949. It plays a role of regulator in the banking system in India, and RBI has different roles in different functions in different roles. Some of the functions of the RBI are RBI regulates the Indian banking and financial system by issuing broad guidelines and instructions. The objectives of these regulations are controlling money supply in the system, monitoring different key indicators like GDP and inflation, maintaining people's confidence in banking and financial systems, providing different tools for customers' help, such as acting as a banking ombudsman. RBI is the issuer of the monetary policy. RBI formulates the monetary policy in twice a year, and it reviews the policy every quarter as well. The main objectives of the monetary policies are inflation control and control on bank credit, interest rate control. Thank you.
Today I would like to say a few words about role of RBI governor on Indian economy. RBI governor is a superstar. He is banker's banker, which means that all banks, both private and public, come under the ambit of the RBI and are answerable to it. And RBI governor sets the rules and regulations and framework within which all banks have to function according to it. And he is also banker to the government, which means that RBI has an obligation to receive and make payments on behalf of government and to carry out their remittances and all that. For economic growth, the main thing the RBI government does is control inflation. How does it control? It depends on the following these rates. First one is repo rate. Repo rate means the rate at which RBI borrows. The RBI lends its money to other commercial banks. How does it affect? It control inflation. When if the inflation is affected, the RBI increase the repo rate by less amount of money being always with banks, and they don't want the banks have less money to lend it out to the market. Also, there will be people who have less money with them, and they have less money to spend. That's why production will be decreases and prices go down. Next, reverse repo rate. In this case, reverse repo rate is the rate at which banks lend money to RBI. In case of if the reverse repo rate increases, the RBI, the banks have to give more money to RBI because their money is in safe hands with RBI with good interest. That's why less amount of money being available with the banks and other financial sectors. They don't have enough money to adequate money to supply it to the market. So that's why prices will fall down and inflation will be decreases. Next one, cash reserve ratio. Cash reserve ratio is the present percentage of deposits of a scheduled bank that has to be deposited with RBI. If CR cash reserve ratio increases, banks have to give more. Banks have to deposit more amount of money with RBI, so they have less amount of money being with him. So same occurs. Next one is regulates and formulates implementing the monetary policy. Monetary policy basically decreases the interest rates and money market in the market. He is not only he is regulates and monitors the entire financial system market within which the both country's financial sector and banking sector operates. He tried to set down the broad parameters of banking operations in which the country's financial sector and banking sector operates. Next one is not only that. He facilitates the flow of trade to rural banks and other agricultural banks and framing policies on priority sector lending, giving support to agricultural banks. That's all. Finally, RBI governor is the pilot of the Indian economy. He monitors and takes necessary steps to run the Indian economy smoothly, and the head of RBI governor plays a crucial role in our Indian economy. Thank you.
Hi friends, here I am to discuss about one of the ambitious financial inclusion program of Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. It was announced during Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi's speech during Independence Day in August 15, 2014. It mainly aimed at improving the lives of millions of rural and urban poor people by bringing them into the financial mainstream. Its main target is to open 7.4 crore bank accounts. It has succeeded in achieving this target. To achieve this goal, the program will help the poor people to open zero balance accounts. Now I will discuss about pros and cons of this Jan Dhan Yojana program. An Aadhaar card is just all sufficient, all enough to open bank account. Insurance benefit of 1 lakh also is available to account holders. Accounts which were opened before January 2015, January 26, 2015 will get additional insurance benefit of 30,000 rupees. They will also get overdraft facility subject to certain conditions. And it expands banking, financial and other insurance sectors. It ensures transparency and helps in removing corruption. It helps to remove the influence of money lenders on poor people. It ensures transparency. It plugs out the leaks in subsidy system. There are now I want to discuss about cons of this program. There are not so much cons in this program, as it is a very good scheme. There is burden on the taxpayer, and there is questionable viability of banking and insurance accounts. Thank you for giving this opportunity.